On the count of three, can you do that? And we'll bring the first act on, yeah? There was a bit of like, no. Is anyone unclear on the rules? Practice one. 1, 2, 3. There was an excellent Fabio from down here somewhere. Right, okay. On the count of three, honestly, Ian, I am about to bring you on. Okay. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Ian!
First of all, for those of you that haven't seen me before, I will address this. This is not a midlife crisis. I always dress like this. I don't follow fashion. Fashion follows me, albeit at a safe distance. I'm actually one of those annoying cunts that's lost weight during lockdown. 60 pounds to be exact. Which apparently is the same weight as an elephant's penis. Which is strange because I thought all their junk was in the trunk. I knew I needed to get fit and lose weight when I got a stitch trying to put my socks on, and I went to the toilet and had to breathe into aim. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe his stomach used to stick out 12 inches. I'm joking of course, it's closer to 12 centimetres, but I've never had any complaints in that department. My last girlfriend called my penis Hovis. She once said it's the best thing since sliced bread. That and it's rather crusty. So it's important to have goals when you're keeping fit and losing weight, and I work in a school on a hill, and I'm happy to report I can now walk to work without heavy breathing behind teenage girls. Well, not because I'm unfit anyway. I can also now fit into skinny jeans. Whether I should or not is debatable, but I can. And I'm now aiming for my ultimate goal, to be able to do the Christmas shop in Aldi and keep up with the checkout assistant. So needless to say, after lockdown, I'm keen to get out, show off my new svelte figure, and find out it's actually my personality that puts women off. But for those of you that have seen me before, we all know that this is what you came to see. I had to wear that for that particular joke. But yeah. Now, I'm not saying I'm desperate for love, but the only criteria on my dating profile is proximity and consent. And I must admit I'm wavering on one of those. The proximity. I mean, I broke up with my last girlfriend when she moved away, and I was sure we could have handled a long distance relationship, but she insisted on calling it a restraining order. A lot of women think I'm gay, but I'm religiously straight. I'm a evangelical Christian. But the only way I've got a woman to talk sexy to me recently is I put my Alexa in whisper mode. Me and Alexa have got a lot in common now. We both just sit quietly in a corner waiting to be needed. We both troll your internet history. I read on Facebook that a girl said she would love it if a man left a trail of roses from her front door to the bedroom. But when I tried it, she complained because the chocolate stained the carpet. Tried to make it up to her, I bought her some jazz singing lessons. Partly I was not what she meant when she said she really wanted to try scat. I love the slow bonus. I fancied to go in a fish and chip shop once, and it took me a whole week to pluck up the courage to talk to her, and I ate her for a week, and I told her unfortunately she's my soulmate. But she said she didn't have a place in her life for me. I was battered. I felt a right pollock. She saw me get emotional and she said, "Don't get mushy, please." And I know what you're thinking, no more fish puns, Ian, for goodness sake. My last relationship also ended because I told a little white lie, and I told her I was the outdoorsy type. But when she came back to my place, she discovered my Xbox. So I had to knock her out and cram her in with all the other bodies. That joke seems to split an audience, and I think I've figured out why. I think the vibe I give off is everybody likes me, but nobody would be surprised to find out I was a serial killer. I mean, I like to think I come across as John Wayne, and other people see me as John Wayne Gacy. A lot of people think I'm brave for doing stand-up comedy, because I am a bit like a serial killer. I am quite quiet, and it means I don't come across as an alpha male. I like to think I'm socially efficient. I say what needs to be said in as few words as possible. I'm a human Twitter. But like I said, I don't come across as an alpha male. Indeed, my last PE report honestly read, Ian has always participated to the best of his very limited ability. I was so bad at team sports, I actually signed up to do a trampolining class with 23 girls. Now that should have been heaven for a teenage boy like me. 23 opportunities that could have quite literally landed in my lap. But even though a few of them showed me interest, I didn't follow up on it because I just thought they were all on rebound. But after school I did get a bit more physical. I'm actually a trained professional wrestler. Well, I went to a summer camp in 1995. I went with the idea of becoming a killer machine. What I actually became was a karaoke machine. Because for some reason, teenage me loved the sound of my own voice, and I used to listen to myself singing on my Walkman. And I was doing this in the dormitory one night, and other boys wondered what I was listening to, and they insisted I share, which ironically was who I was listening to. I tried to resist, but I wasn't strong enough. If I could turn back time. But they thought this was so funny, they dragged me over to the trainer's room and to do a live performance, which he didn't really appreciate at 2 a.m. So the next day he made me do it in front of everybody. So the moral of that story is, when you've sung in the middle of a wrestling ring into an empty Coke bottle to a backing track of yourself singing to Cher, surrounded by 15 blokes who can snap you like a twig, the idea of doing stand-up in a pub doesn't faze you. But if there are any hecklers in tonight, I do still remember how to throw a suplex. And now we come to a part of my set. Not yet. One thing I do still wrestle with is my ability to talk to women, and as a result, I spent most of my 44 years single. All my friends are building relationships. I'm building Lego models. Cindy Crawford, Kate Moss, Christy Brickley. But I think Lego actually teaches you a lot about women, because if you spend the time with it, you can build something beautiful. But if you walk all over them, they'll fuck you up. But I have had plenty of sex, and I'm quite responsible. I used to have my own savings account for condoms. Or as I used to call it, my Johnny Cash. I actually went for a 12-pack of condoms in the same night once. Admittedly, it wasn't completely by choice, because she was on top a lot stronger than me and I couldn't get her off. Well, obviously I got off 12 times, but you know what I mean. I wasn't always responsible. I did actually go bareback with a lollipop lady. But it was okay, because every time she saw us about to come, she shouted, "Stop, children!" And now we come to the section called jokes that don't fit anywhere in my set yet. I'm not saying my geography is crap, but I thought Winnipeg was Nelson Mandela's favourite sexual position. They say makeup-free selfies are popular on Instagram, but that fact has no foundation. What's a bullfighter's favourite skin cream? Olé! When I go to America to eat curry, I like korma, but I like Baltimore. I made a mistake over lockdown because I invested in a dry cleaning company, because I misheard and I thought there was going to be an uptake in steaming services. Speaking of which, I'm not sure why Netflix and chill is the go-to for, well, you know, I mean, what about Fever and Fuck? Sky Q and Shag? All four in anal. But that said, I do identify with Netflix the most, because I like a commitment. If you try to leave, I'll send you several begging emails you not to. I'm strictly a one-woman man, but recently I did feel a bit polyamorous. In unrelated news, I'm banned from Paradise Park. And they say you should compliment a woman, so I told a girl she reminded me of one of the natural wonders of the world. in hindsight, when she asked which one, I should have gone with the Northern Lights rather than the Grand Canyon. You've been a great audience, but I'll just tell you a quick story about my worst gig. It was in Plymouth, parked opposite the police station. Gig itself went brilliantly, I was on fire. Unfortunately, when I came to go home, so was my car. Now, I know my jokes aren't suitable for everybody, but that is a pretty shitty heckle. But what I found out was when the police were dealing with the aftermath, homeless guy had come up and said, "Oh, I did that." He actually blew my car up just so he could get a bed for the night. Now, I should have been mad at him, but it's okay, because my Xbox is in the back. And I'll leave you with the fact that I figured out my comedy career is a lot like my love life. I've had some great performances. I've made a lot of people happy. And I've learned how to appreciate a good gag reflex. And now I'll hand you back to Tom.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Commitment to the joke. What he didn't tell you, right, is we all went out for a meal before we came here. We must have been there for like 2 hours. He had that fucking thing on underneath the whole time and didn't tell anyone. I don't know what's weirder, that or he did a crusty penis joke in front of my mum. Thanks, Ian! Right, we're going to get straight into it, because as I said, we've got about 10 comedians to get through this evening.